as it opens.
This is just the beginning of day 2.
Beginning of day 2, and like we didn't sleep that night because there was all this stuff going on. Beginning of day 2, probably about 9 o'clock.
Oh, and when you say you didn't sleep that night, the night before, you were probably up all night preparing for day 1.
Yeah.
So this is really probably 48 plus hours and no sleep for most of the Marines.
Yeah. I mean, we were going. Well, the Marines was going in shifts, but like the leaders, like the squad leaders, platoon sergeant, lieutenant, like we're not sleeping. But the Marines are getting to sleep in shifts, and the only reason we're not sleeping is because every time we go down to sleep, something happens, so we have to get up. So the second day of the elections. 7-10 here. The day before, the Iraqi had seen 2 guys out, right? These Iraqis start to fire on this 7-10. They start to fire down. These guys see them firing. They're trying to locate where it's at. As this is going on, you hear like 2 explosions, like boom, boom. Not like huge explosions, like RPG explosions. This 7-10 took 2 RPGs from an RPG team here.
Okay.
We run down. As this is going on, I tell Sergeant Brown, like, hey, I can't run down there because I'm going to get internally focused. I need to be externally focused. You and a guy run down here, get this fucking guy, and see what the hell's going on down there, right? So Sergeant Brown, Corporal Falla, because the previous day I had been sucked in to where I couldn't focus out. So I'm like, Brown, you go down there, figure out what the fuck's going on, and let me know. So Brown runs down there, gets the guy. As this is going on, he calls back, hey, these Iraqis got hit by an RPG, we need to do Kazovac. They had like minor shrapnel wounds, nothing serious. One guy had like shrapnel in the neck, but they were priority, they weren't urgent surgicals, which means they're like hit, they're bleeding, but they're not going to die. Like we could patch them up and get them out of there in like an hour and it'd be alright. So we call in a Kazovac. As the Kazovac is coming down, we start to take mortars, and the mortars are falling here at a building across the street, and they're dialing in the mortars to hit the school.
Okay. What kind of mortars were these? 60, 82s, or?
They were probably 60s.
And we're talking about mortarmen. From what I understand, the Iraqi insurgents were actually pretty good mortarmen for the most part.
They were pretty good. They were hitting us from like 300 meters out. They're dialing in. They're hitting the building across the street, and they're dialing them in to come across. At this point, I'm up on the roof. I've got this Kazovac inbound. Like, as the mortars hit, the Kazavac's coming inbound. Sergeant Brown, as the mortars are falling, takes the Iraqi, puts him in the Kazovac, gets these guys turned around and get them out of there as the mortars are coming in on us.
This is Derek Brown.
Derek Brown, who's a fucking stud.
How many rounds do you remember, off chance?
There was probably like 6 strung out rounds. So like boom, boom. They're adjusting fire, and then there was probably like 2 or 3 volleys, like fire for effects on the school.
Well, when these were firing, could you actually hear the thunk, the round being fired from the tube? I'm asking, was Corporal Brown actually? Was he aware of the rounds, or was it just like he was just on?
As he came down here, there was no mortar fire. He's got the Iraqi, the Kazavac's inbound, so the vehicles are coming down. So as the vehicles are coming down, they've adjusted fire 1 or 2 times, right?
So he was just taking a chance by getting this wounded Iraqi into the Kazavac.
He was getting one or two things. What they were trying to do was a combined arms attack. They're trying to hit us with an RPG, have the mortars come, and then have small arms fire come in. But they fucked it up. They hit us with the RPG. There's a delay on the mortars, and then the small arms fire came later.
Okay.
So he's trying to get this guy out of here before the like imminent attack happens. So and another factor is just like in the moment is like, fuck, we need to make this thing go. Like if he's not on the deck getting that guy out of there, then like I've got to send another stud down there to make it fucking happen. Because Iraqis, it's too hard with the communication gap. Like
it's easier just to do it yourself.
Not do it yourself, but you need to have like a connecting file with the Iraqis due to the language barrier. Like we're not good at this point. We're not good enough to have them know our SOPs where they're bringing the guy out to the vehicle. Like I need a Marine there to make that happen.
Okay.
So Sergeant Brown, and I forget the Marine who was with him.
I'm sorry, was it Sergeant Brown or Corporal Brown at that?
Sergeant Brown at that time.
Okay, I think I called him a corporal there.
Gets him in the high back, they roll off. As this is going on, we start to take intermittent fire at the 2 7-tons and second squad. Now there's no PID though. We don't have PID, so we're not shooting back. Because the only PID we had during this whole thing was when the Iraqi dude saw the 2 guys walking. The rest of the time we're taking small arms fire, but it's like a pot shot here, a burst here, because they're moving around.
Okay.
We're tied to this polling site. Like our mission is to defend this polling site, not go out and get them. So we can't maneuver on them because we're tied to these 3 OPs securing this site.
Okay. So that the viewer understands, this is not like one of the like Saving Private Ryan when you see like muzzle flashes from building. If they want, they can fire within the room at your facility, and you'll never see.
There's certain. It'd be like one flash at the building. We return 1 round at that building, then they go. Like there are in certain TTPs. This is why it's so difficult. Is they shoot from a building, like you said, drop back, shoot from a building, break down, and move somewhere else. And so, like to the Marines, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you're in it where like they're committed to engaging you, which hardly ever happens, you're gonna shoot back at a guy's house where there's people in that house, and then the insurgents break down and they leave, and you shoot up a house with innocent people in it.
So that's part of the insurgent part of the insurgent strategy is the Marines to fire back and injure the civilian.
Which is why we push so hard. Don't shoot back unless you have PID. Which is like not the like glorious like, hey, we got in this 15-minute firefight. Like I would say that's probably in this environment not a good thing because you're just causing collateral damage. Like 9 times out of 10, the best thing to do is not to shoot. And like anyone who tells you differently is like probably not getting the bigger picture here.
You end up killing somebody's family member, you're pretty much going to have their entire family probably enjoying the insurgency or support it in some form or fashion.
Correct. So we go throughout the rest of this day taking, we took the RPG, we took 2 mortars, and we're taking intermittent fire, but like maybe guy at intermittent fire, we fire back if we have PID, like maybe 4 or 5 times, but nothing where we're like shooting bursts of saw gun rounds into buildings. It's like guy with a designated marksman, glass in all the windows, boom, he sees a flash, he shoots back 2 shots, and then if he doesn't see any more activity out of there, he does not return fire. This is going on throughout this like 2-day battle, if you will. 3rd day comes around, 3rd night, same thing, like intermittent fire throughout the night, but nothing where they're like committing to attacking us. Day 3 comes around and we're breaking down. So we're like we're all of the